It's Positively Muskegon. Andy O'Reilly down at Heritage Landing as we are getting ready for the big festival, and it's hard to believe that Unity is here already again. August. It's hotter than the blazes.
Right.
It's time for the Unity Festival. Christopher Van Oost. Is it now? I'm good with my Dutch names, but is it Ooster or Oosterhuis?
You know, that is actually a controversy in my own family. You know, we haven't got it right. We don't even know if there's a space between the Van and the Oosterhuis, but so I answered either. So
Chris Van Oosterhuis is here to talk a little bit about Unity. First of all, let's talk about your role with Unity. You do the marketing and communications and all that.
Right. Yeah, that's my primary role. I also serve on the board of the parent organization, which is live on the Lake Shore.
Okay.
And I've been involved since we started 16 years ago.
Did it go? Has it gone by as fast as it seems?
It has gone by very fast, and it's such a pleasure and blessing to be a part of this, and it just went by great, and the community support has been spectacular.
The community support is unparalleled for the Unity Festival, and when I say community, Muskegon really kind of reaps the benefits of it all, but it's a much bigger community than what we've got here, because you bring people in from all over the Midwest.
Yeah, absolutely, all over the Midwest. Canada, certainly Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and then we get a trickling in from Pennsylvania along the East Coast.
Is that right?
Just this week I was talking to someone that she's flying in from Minnesota or Montana.
Wow.
Montana. Yeah, a former Muskegonite that wanted to come back and be part of the event, so she's coming in for the week. So.
What a great opportunity. What started the whole thing? What got Unity off the ground?
Well, it was a group of Christian businessmen here in town, and largely focused on the two people who were most instrumental, probably Kevin Newton and Roger Eikenberry. Sure. And Roger, of course, had the Plum's grocery store chain at the time. And they got together and just thought, there was a need for it. And the response from, we had a few key local businesses that stepped up before we even really had a real plan, before we had any events, before we had any artists even signed up, and they just stepped up and provide some support, and from there it's grown. And
we want to be a part of this. Yeah. Talk about that first year. I mean, as this thing has grown, to see what we're going to see this weekend down here, did you ever imagine at the first year?
Well, I don't think any of us did. You start with a plan that you think is solid, and you kind of hope it's solid, you pray that it's solid, and then again, it's the community support, and we believe, being a Christian-based organization, that the blessing of the Lord on this event has really made a huge difference. Yeah, and being able to sustain and grow through this time. And
talk about that first year. Who were some of the bands that came the first year?
Well, some of the bands included Avalon. Avalon was really popular at the time, and one of the things that happens is our bands change. Some of them have come back a few times. Some of them have come back many times.
I've seen quite a few that have been here more than once.
Right.
I mean, what would the festival be without the Newsboys?
Well, exactly. And Newsboys has been here. The only artist that's been here more often was Matthew West.
Okay.
And he was here last year and many years before that. He's taken a break this year, but certainly you're right. Newsboys is one that's been around since the beginning.
How many bands did you have the first year?
We probably had about a total of 10 bands the first year.
So that's a big festival for over 3 days.
It was. It was. And we had the one stage that year, and of course now we have multiple stages. And but we're really excited about the way it's grown, and the way that we've been able to bless our community too, because a lot of what we are about is helping to provide support for other area organizations.
And there's a lot of them that need it out there. Right. It's a ton. This year, how many bands?
This year we probably have about between the stages probably about 30 bands, 30 to 35 bands.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's amazing, and it's an amazing effort too, amongst all our volunteers and staff, to put it together and make sure they come on and off when they're supposed to, and everything goes smoothly. The
music is a nice part of everything that you guys do, but there's also so much more that goes on here. Talk about some of the other events that people are going to find.
Right, and as being the Unity Christian Music Festival, everyone tends to focus on the music, and that's where we put a lot of our focus as well. Sure. But in addition to that, once they're on the venue, we have the Hometown Pharmacy Family Fun Zone that features things for all ages, really from toddlers, and literally toddlers, 1 and 2 year old activities on up to adult.
Yeah.
And we have what we call extreme games, a lot of these inflatable games where people are interacting with each other using these games, doing jousting, doing rock climbing, rock wall climbing, Gaga ball, huge sport in a ring. It's kind of like dodgeball in a ring, so you can't really get away from your
Something old
opponents.
people don't do anymore.
Well, I certainly wouldn't, but I got to tell you, it's amazing to watch.
Yeah.
And it gets a huge draw.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So you got that. You've got, I would imagine, vendors with some different type things and different causes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and we have all types of vendors. Just if we just focus even on the food, one of the things we try to do in everything that we put together is make it family affordable.
And that's a big deal today.
It really is. So our pricing is not like normal festival pricing on food. I mean, hot dog is $1, hamburger $2. Johnsonville brat $2.
Nice.
And even at that, we have such great food partners that we're still able to say part of that helps to support the overall cause and keeps our overall prices down.
It's a great. What would you say to the average music fan that may be your casual believer,
right?
That may be your growing up Catholic, we called them Creasters.
Okay.
Christmas and Easter.
All right.
When they go to church. What would you say to the average person out there about this festival?
Well, one of the things I would say is that if you have any questions about whether or not you think, maybe you say, I don't know if it's going to be worth buying a ticket. We believe it's a huge value. There's other events like this across the country where the price tag on something like this is much higher than our price tag. But what we say is if you have any questions about it, we'd like to invite you down for the Day Zero event. That's the piece that starts on Wednesday.
Okay.
It's a full main stage lineup with no cost.
Nothing.
No ticket. You don't need anything. You just come here.
Okay.
Bring a bus. Bring all your friends. And if you don't like it, I guess you just walk out.
Save the money on the ticket.
Yeah, but again, we believe it's a spectacular value, and we hear that from our ticket holders.
Sure.
But on Wednesday especially, free admission. Come on in, and you're seeing top artists. On Wednesday, you're going to be seeing Francesca Battistelli. She's going to be rounding out our night as a headliner, and she's a current artist. And these are Grammy Award-winning, Dove Award-winning artists every single night. Current releases. So.
As the weekend goes by, how many do you expect to have down here?
Count is really it's interesting to us because in addition to the people who are here, the actual paid ticket holders, we have a lot of people that come in as volunteers. We have over 700 volunteers.
Really? That many people to help out?
Yeah, over 700 each year, and that's a huge thing. There's no way you could do an event like this without those volunteers. And we're primarily a volunteer-driven organization. Someone like me who I will work on it, and I'm not the only one. There's several of us who work on it year around, from beginning to end. 2 weeks after we're done here, we'll start talking about 2017.
Hey, I've been to this rodeo once or twice.
Exactly.
I know how it works.
Exactly. And so even though we're working year round, most of what we do is volunteer driven, and that's a huge part. So that those people are here in addition to the paid ticketing.
And what an impact on the city, even for people just stop and buy gas or stop at the ice cream shop on their way out of town, or maybe they hit Dog and Suds. I don't know, whatever they want to do, something fun. So we'll put all the ticket information here on Positively Muskegon if you want to get in. Chris came to me about a month ago and asked if we could partner a little swap up there with some. So I appreciate you helping us spread the word about Positively Muskegon on the Unity page as well.
Muskegon has so much to offer, and we are so pleased to be a part of it. And even this venue, we work with festivals across the nation. We're part of the Christian Music Festival Association, which is essentially about the 10 largest festivals in the United States.
Yep.
And one of the things we have going for us that's special is this venue here.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. A lot of these types of events, these music events, are held in kind of farm fields,
racetracks, farm fields.
Yeah, and it's just a little dusty, a little dirty. You got people who, and they hang out for 3 days. And this isn't a camping venue like some of those,
right?
But it's just a nice, clean, family-friendly event. And being here on the lake, especially, you get round out the end of the night, and you just see that sunset out there.
I've stood on that stage there and looked at that sunset, man. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's
we are so blessed to be in this community, and we hope that in addition to everything else that happens, that we're shedding a positive light on what's happening. And that's why we appreciate what you're doing.
Do people leave the festival feeling a little more recharged?
Yeah, we hear it all the time. One
Yeah.
of the things we ask is that as many people as possible, or many people that are willing to actually give us feedback, and we feel like we get a great response. It's sometimes hard to get feedback
Yeah.
from people, but every year we get over about 600 to 700 responses from people talking about it, and just overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of reasons that people give, and everyone has a story about what has happened during this time that they're here, but certainly a spiritual re-energizing.
Little kick in the pants.
part. Yep,
That's
there
all
you
it
go.
takes once in a
Right.
while.
Yeah.
Nuns used to provide those to us constantly in school, or one of these, that too. Chris, thanks for all you guys do.
Oh,
Thanks for being
thank
down
you.
here. It's been here ever since the beginning, right?
Right, it's been here ever since the
How about
beginning,
that?
and because of some of the ways we've grown, sometimes we get to the point where people say, "Boy, where are you going to go next? You're going to grow. What's going to happen when you outgrow the landing?" And we don't know. We love this place.
I'll tell you what, man.
And,
I know the keys to get that street across over there shut down.
Yeah.
If you guys ever need it, I'll twist an arm or two. I'd be happy to help.
So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's been here for 16 years,
Good for
and
you.
we hope for another 16 more. So
Unity Christian Music Festival. It's happening this weekend. Chris, thanks for your time. Best of luck. Thanks for all you do for the town, and we look forward to seeing you again.
great, thanks, Abe.
All right. Uh-oh. It happened again. I have to edit it out.